Alright, what's going on, FishAholics? Rich here. And today's video is going to be a little bit of a different type of video and kind of like a recap what's going on. And, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 days ago, I guess, you know, when I got back from upstate New York with Chris and Elias, but, you know, I got back home to Jersey, and that was a really tough ice fishing trip if you guys saw the video. And it was worth it, though. You know, you can't catch them sitting at home, but it was just really tough. And you know, since I got home, you know, it's been like 70 degrees, I think, or 60, then 70 degrees in 2 days. And now it's like back to 28. Well, now it's 36 degrees, but this morning it was 28. So those fish are back into their wintering modes. But, you know, if we do any fishing, I think we're going to try and hit a local wild trout stream on our way home. We're going to try and catch, you know, some wild brown trout on the fly rod here. Oops. And, you know, speaking of fly rods and fly fishing, tomorrow I'm flying out to Lake Worth, Florida. So I'm going to try and mail my fly rod, and hopefully then we can get our fly rod down there and hopefully catch some snook on the fly rod. That's what I really want to do this year. And I'm going to be down there for a week, so I'm flying out tomorrow, which is Saturday, and then I'm flying home the next Saturday. And yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm going to go post office, trout fishing, and then also I got some new trout pets, or not trout pets, fish pets that I kind of rescued out of a drying up creek, or a creek that will dry up. And, you know, I'm going to see how big they can get. I'm going to feed them and see where it goes. Okay, made it to the post office. So let's see if we can mail this rod out here. This is my 10-weight Sage. Just got to do one more thing. Put a decal on it. Let's hit the post office. Success here. 10:65 to Lake Worth, Florida by Monday or Tuesday. So it's expected Monday, guaranteed Tuesday. That's a freaking good price for, I think it was 59 inches, that tube. But anyway, time to go fishing. Let's catch some browns. This is the weather. It's raining. It's chilly. There's gonna be some browns that are gonna wanna crush some streamers. All right, guys, checking through the woods, and I found this big bone here, probably from a deer, I'm gonna guess. And I was here 2 days ago at this river that we're gonna fish on one of those really warm days that we had. And I actually did really well, I guess, kinda. I had a lot of bites, but didn't land one fish. I think I had 6 bites and all the brown trout jumped off, or one cut me off. Surprised, that was really weird, but hopefully today we can capitalize on that. All right, so we're gonna start off with just a little beadhead nymph. I wanted to start with a streamer, but we got this tied on, so we're gonna give this a shot. So we're gonna try and just hang this little beadhead in this current. Might have to switch to something a little bigger in order for the fish to see it in this white water, but we'll find out. All right, nothing. Nothing here, or nothing at least that's hitting the streamer. I'm trying to fish it kind of like quick, I guess, because it's cold out here, it's rainy. Some spots I'll fish a little bit longer, I'll do a little nymphing, but in these areas here, upriver, usually it's good for like one fish in any of the big pools here, and then you just got to keep moving downriver to where there's bigger pools and more fish. All right, so this spot is a really good spot. Holds a lot of big fish. I've probably caught more big browns out of this one pool here than in any other spot along this whole river. And it gets really deep. There's a lot of good structure on the far bank. There's like roots and like lots of, you know, structure and stuff for these fish to hide. But if you don't spook these fish, you know, sometimes you can catch them when they're hanging out in the open. And on our last snowstorm I was here, and I lost a really freaking big one in here, just popped off the hook. There's one. Oh, good one too. good one. He crushed it, man, and then jumped out of the water. I kind of took a little bit in part in that, though. Oh, stay on there, man. Pretty fish. Yeah, gorgeous wild brown right there. Barely got him. This fish is freaking beautiful. All colored up. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the size of those big red spots right there. Oh, just missed one right there. Really small one though, I think. Didn't even see him, just saw the swirl and I felt a little hit. Just saw a second one. Oh, he just swirled at it again. There he is. Got him. Fish on. This guy's jumping like a rainbow. Jesus, man. Calm down, little buddy. These wild fish are wild. Heck yeah, though. These winter colors are amazing. Look at that beautiful wild brownie right there. Gorgeous fish. They're all colored up. Beautiful. This is probably like just above an average size fish in this river. The one I caught first was definitely on the bigger end. And if you get one around 16 inches, then you're doing freaking awesome. All right, so this is the spot. If we're gonna get a big one today, it's gonna happen here. Really deep water, 2 to 3 feet, like up in there. Undercut banks, lots of suckers here for these big browns to eat. The biggest wild brown I caught out of here was right here, and it was about like 16, 17 inches. Let that sink down, kind of just drift it right along the bottom. Today's a perfect day because there's no like shadows you can cast. There's no sun. These fish are really, really spooky on a high sunny day. They see a shadow, boom, they're gone. But when it's overcast and rainy and cloudy like this, they pretty much see what I see, and that's not that much. I mean, if you're standing right on top of them, of course they're gonna get spooky, but for the most part, if you can be stealthy, you can sneak up on them pretty good, especially from behind them. Notice I'm casting upriver, trying to cast over the top of their head. Oh, freak, no, no, no. Oh yeah, got that out. All right, I think that's it. No bites. I know they're here. And if my hands weren't frozen and numb, I'd work these fish a little bit longer. Should have came to this spot first, you know. But once spring starts rolling around, these rainy days like this are way more productive because at least you can fish it more effectively. You can fish, you know, a bunch of different flies until you can find a hungry fish and find a fish that's, you know, keying in on a certain type of fly. All right, we're back home. Look what I had to do to my boots here. Walmart bag in there. Homemade waterproofing. You know, I'm trying to fix my waders right now to bring to Florida, so they were like drying from the epoxy that I was putting on the leaks. But anyway, it's raining out here pretty good. I'm just gonna show you my little pond that I got here. I've had this since I was like 12, so I've had it for quite a while. And for the most part, I've just had like my goldfish in it, and you know, for a few years I had like these really big catfish in it that I grew from like little tiny like inchlings. And now we got, you know, a bunch of bluegills in there and one crappie. And you know, see where I got them, there's like this pond that's like up the road from me, and the pond like almost dries out in the summer if we don't have any rain, and it really floods when we have a lot of rain. So we had a lot of rain recently, and all that snow melt, you know, washed a lot of fish out of the pond and into the river. And then, you know, that river dries up pretty quickly, like once we get like no rain. So I've caught as many as I could, and I took a lot of the really tiny ones that were like an inch long, and I threw them in here because that'll be like forage for the crappie. And maybe if I go back to that like little creek, if I catch a bass out of there, that'd be pretty awesome. Then I'll throw him in there, in here too. And hopefully we can grow some of the bigger bluegills to be, like trophy size. It'd be pretty cool. Like, imagine if I can grow like a bluegill in here to like, say like 10, 12 inches, that'd be pretty cool. Or in that crappie, if I can get them up to like, 10, 12 inches and then release them into the wild, it'd be pretty cool. Alright, so those are some of the fish in my pond. I hope you guys saw the crappie. I won't even really know until I check out the footage on the GoPro. But yeah, this is my pond. If you got any recommendations on what else I should feed the bluegill, so far I'm just feeding them like worms and bread. And I also caught some scuds yesterday, and they were kind of like in amongst like the leaves and mud of this other lake that I scooped up, and I threw that in the pond. So that's like, some good forage you'd think for, some bluegills. And the crappie, I'm sure he'll devour some of those bluegills. He's not that big yet. He's only about 7 inches, and on a better day when it's not like rainy, cloudy, and overcast, I'll probably scoop him out and I'll give you guys a closer look. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We caught some trout today, so not too bad. Oh, and hopefully in our next video I'll see you guys down in Florida. So never forget, live to fish, fish to live, and I'll see you guys in the next one. There's one. Fish on.